Wild card. Yo, Mike, I'm going to have to take you to task, buddy. Your anti-military stance is well known. You constantly call generals and other military people stupid all the time. Is that, I'm asking genuinely, is that really true?
I mean, I feel like maybe it's outcomes. I don't know.
I don't know if I call generals individually. I mean, I don't really think of generals as stupid per se. I think
Bad, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like what General Mattis did in Fallujah, dude. I don't know what to tell you. My experience of military people is definitely not that military people are stupid at all. So if I'm giving you that impression, then it might be. As a vet, I find it unnerving at times. So can you please dig into the conflicted view? On one hand, really liking the military, yet really not liking the military. Yet you seek military protection and a military solution for Duma and the Kurds. No, I don't seek military. No, that's wrong. I don't see military intervention in Syria, Duma, and against Assad at all. I oppose that. There is a military presence in Rojava, which I want to maintain to support the Kurds. Yes, 100%. And I also think there could have been a presence in Afrin that protected them as well. This is not an attack. I'm just interested in how you square the circle. Well, one, I don't hate. I certainly, as far as individual people and generals go, it's not a personalized thing at all. And I certainly would not primarily use the word stupid to explain the military. I'm an anti-imperialist, so I'm critical of most U.S. actions. But I'm not a dumb, and this is where I will use the word dumb, one-dimensional anti-imperialist. And if I'm always interested in, is there an opportunity to have solidarity and concrete material support for anything in the world that is somewhat moving the dial forward in the direction we need? And everything is flawed and nothing is perfect. But what the Kurds are doing in Rojava and Afrin, from all the evidence we have, they are doing that. So they should be supported. If we have an opportunity to support them in any way, we should support them, including in continuing coordinating with the military. So a completely different angle. It's why, at the end of the day, I totally support Lula and Dilma and think this is a major crisis in Brazil. It doesn't mean that I think they're perfect. It doesn't mean that I don't actually have real disagreements with them. But the bigger picture is that this was a site of intervention where there was real human improvement. And I think the same in Kurdistan. And therefore, I want there to continue to be some military coordination and connection with the Kurds. A diplomatic solution is not a military one, and sometimes a military solution is needed to create a diplomatic opportunity. Can you agree with that to an extent? Sure, but that's a very...
To what extent?
Yeah, I mean, that's, to me, that's where it becomes like it's sort of like a truism that clarifies nothing. I'm not for dumb wars. People like me and my friends had to go fight them. Example, Iraq and Vietnam. 2 wars that did not need to be fought, but can you at least admit that the military does serve a purpose? Yeah. That we are not stupid people, and at times a military solution is the only solution. Okay. Military serves multiple purposes, some of which I have a structural problem with. I don't see military people as stupid, and if you've somehow gotten the impression that my problem with the military is personalized, that's just completely false. And I've, could not be more false on a. So there's a little bit of a mess here that I have to clean up. I can't keep doing that because it's an actual. It actually is.
I need to pull it as a drop.
Yeah. No. But I know honestly. I actually read military people sometimes. Like I have, and to the extent I think of military as like sort of a class of people and an issue, I do have real concerns about the class and racial configurations of a military in a stratified society, and the fact that the wealthy send the poor to war. That's a big problem. But that has nothing to do with people being stupid at all. And last, military solution is the only solution. At times, military solution is the only solution. Again, the way that rhetoric is deployed in our society is profoundly dangerous. So the dial is so radically imbalanced to that side that even feeding that rhetoric now is dangerous and unwelcome.
Yeah, at any point in history, there's
Yeah.
people waiting for that to be like, just waiting for that to get a critical mass so they can do it.
Yeah. I mean, if you grew up and really sort of were, young to be like young enough for it to really be formative, but old enough to be really aware. I mean, Iraq was the thing, and that's the rhetoric of Iraq. And, and it's the rhetoric of, and it also was the rhetoric of Vietnam.
Well, look at MBS talking about Iran saying it's Hitler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you put that kind of language in place, and it's just also almost never the case, even from a realist perspective. For the record, the United States sold out the Kurds in 1992. That's right. And again, they fought for us with us from 2002. We kind of owe them not once but twice. Well, those are the Iraqi Kurds. They're different. And you know what? There is no question, and I guess this is to some extent a military solution. We could have, the whole time we had sanctions in place on Iraq that hurt many Iraqi civilians, was actually a crime of the Clinton administration, in my view. We could have had a much more aggressive no-fly zone that we implemented over Kurdish territories in northern Iraq, and we didn't need to leave them to the tender mercies of Saddam Hussein. So I agree with that. I don't know if that's, again, a lot of the people that are using that type of rhetoric are people that never had any real concern for the Kurds to begin with. If they had real concern for the Kurds, they would have been fighting to implement a serious no-fly zone from 1992 onwards. So, I feel like even where you're pointing to things are true, these arguments are going to be leveraged by disingenuous people. But I really don't like the idea that I've come across as saying that people in the military is stupid. That I do not feel.